know, no matter how many years you've been doing Tai Chi, or anybody for that matter, you can always improve. Each one of us can always improve. And that's the beauty of Tai Chi, I think, is that it's a lifelong learning event. So we're doing some digging down into our Tai Chi and looking at how can we improve our Tai Chi. And we looked at moving from the Dantian, the whole body effect, making sure that the Dantian is the leader of that movement. We don't want to forget that, but let's add the idea of truly distinguishing substantial and insubstantial, and add that to the idea of being rooted and grounded. You know, both of them can be looked at separately, but if we look at them together, it will actually be more synergistic in improving our Tai Chi. So the first thing I want to look at is actually our Chi walking, because that's a very basic move that sometimes we think, oh, I don't need to practice that. But it will improve your Tai Chi if you improve your Chi walking. Thinking about your substantial and insubstantial. As you're rocking forward, kind of testing that ice, rocking back. You should feel the weight back, and then letting all the water flow into that left leg and choose to put that right leg down. Rocking forward, rocking back, let all the water flow into that right leg now, and choose to put that left leg forward. If we slow it down like this and really focus on our substantial and insubstantial, we will start to improve all of the other movements that we do that are based on this Chi walking. But one of the things that I see new people do, and even people that have done Tai Chi for a while, is they're very tempted to, as they step forward, I'm going to turn this way, as they step, rock forward, rock back, this knee, the one that's being filled, the one that's about to be substantial, this leg straightens up. And then they have to fall forward. What happens when we lock our joints like that, that actually takes us out of being rooted and grounded. We want to stay low, keep our knees slightly bent. Don't allow yourself to lift once you feel like you're substantial in that leg. Keep yourself low. That's actually going to work on developing your muscles, making you stronger, helping you be more balanced. Keep your center of gravity low by keeping that knee bent. Don't straighten that leg. Now I have complete choice of stepping forward, stepping backwards, stepping to the side. That's what distinguishing substantial and insubstantial is all about. I also see that kind of lift in Repulse the Monkey. So I'm going to go back this way, my left foot being forward. We talk about emptying that front leg, stepping backwards. Fill that back leg, empty the front, step backwards. Remember how the Dantian is the leader. We're rotating up as we step and turn. We're letting the Dantian lead that motion. But what happens, same thing with Tai Chi, with Chi walking, is people will empty that front leg, and then as they step back, they lift up. They have this tendency to feel like, oh, I have to lift and straighten as I do my Repulse the Monkey. Keep yourself rooted and grounded. Yes, we are suspended from the crown of our head, but we should also have roots. That's what extends our body into a natural alignment. We need to feel the ground. We need to feel that energy. As you do your Repulse the Monkey, empty this left leg, step back, keep yourself low. Now empty that right leg. Don't lift it until it is completely empty. And then rotate, moving from the dantian. Let's look at pushing chi, such a simple movement. If we're doing our pushing chi and we're moving from the dantian, remember our whole body is moving and our limbs are just part of this motion. I'm going to turn towards the mirror. But now as you do your pushing chi, I want you to feel specifically that back leg at this motion being full. Then as you push forward, the front leg becomes the more substantial side. It's not 100%, 0%, but that substantial and insubstantial is shifting from side to side. Now, if we allow ourselves to not be rooted and grounded, what happens often, I'm going to turn to the side here again, is we lift and push like this, and we allow ourselves to come out of that grounded position. You need to keep yourself connected to the ground in order for this move to be effective, to be an effective push. You have to keep yourself rooted and grounded. You have to understand where your weight is and then push that weight forward, push that energy forward. Let's look at brush knee. One of the moves that not comes from, but utilizes the chi walking. Holding that ball to the right. Step forward with the left, rotating into that brush knee. Now rocking back, feeling this back leg become completely substantial. Then the front leg becomes completely substantial so that we can step forward into our next movement. This is basically your chi walking, but now if you fall forward, you know that you weren't really distinguishing substantial and insubstantial. Part of that is remaining rooted and grounded. Just like in the pushing chi, I will see people do their brush knee and they'll lift that back leg. They'll lift and push forward. They're not rooted and grounded. This leg straightens out too much. They're pushing forward too much. They need to stay rooted and grounded. If you're going to be effective against an opponent, this has to be lower. Your center of gravity has to be lower. Yes, all that weight is going to come onto that front leg so that you can choose to step forward. You're substantial and insubstantial, but you have to remain rooted and grounded, solid in your stance in order to be balanced. Let's try kick, smash, and box the ears, one that we really think about when we're thinking about substantial and insubstantial, because it is 100%, 0%, 100% substantial, or 100% insubstantial. Maybe it's 100, 100. Let your right leg become 100% substantial. Your left leg becomes 100% insubstantial. Thinking about lifting, kicking, smash, lowering that center of gravity to box the ears. Putting your rooted and grounded and your insubstantial and substantial with that kick, smash, and box the ears is going to make you much more balanced, much more effective in this movement. So now bringing all the weight onto that left, letting your right leg become insubstantial. Kick, smash, lowering that center of gravity, box the ears. Again, this substantial leg has to be a little bit bent. You can't lift and lift from here, from your knee, right? You're not doing that. Keep yourself rooted and grounded to kick, smash, and then box the ears. Same thing with pheasant stands. Keeping that substantial leg slightly bent, lift into your pheasant stands. Lift, pheasant stands. Lift, pheasant stands. It's not only substantial, insubstantial, it's also keeping your center of gravity low, keeping yourself rooted and grounded. Let's do one more movement where we distinguish substantial and insubstantial, but moving laterally. Wave hands like clouds, right? We make sure that that dantian is over that base of support so that this right leg is empty, and then we can fill that right leg up. Now the left leg becomes empty, and we can step. It's very easy with wave hands like clouds to forget to keep yourself low. You know, we can step laterally and it looks like we're actually doing wave hands like clouds, but remember, we're talking about improving our Tai Chi. Look, that you may actually be able to look very graceful when you're doing your wave hands like clouds. You may actually think, gosh, I'm doing that one really well. But that's when you need to look at it and say, how can I improve it? Even though I feel like I do understand it. Take some time to think, am I rooted and grounded? Am I truly 100% substantial before I lift that leg? And then let that water fill, let this leg become insubstantial. Am I really slowing it down and putting that all together? Wave hands like clouds. Let's do it again. Weights on the right. Left is empty. Stepping now, let that right leg be completely empty before you fill. Keep your knees slightly bent, lowering that center of gravity. Stepping out. Really focus on your substantial and insubstantial. Focus on feeling the ground, feeling yourself balanced and relaxed. So when we think about improving our Tai Chi, we really need to separate out different movements and focus in on them. Because as I said before, we can all improve, we can all get better, and that helps us get the benefits of Tai Chi. I hope you enjoyed this little series on improving Tai Chi. We'll work on another principle next time. Talk to you later.